Hello, Abnormal Investigations. It's good to see everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. We got our Monday drop here for you guys, which I believe is going to be a good drop. Also, I wanted to let everybody know that as a Patreon member or a YouTube member, your video has dropped of what was in front of my vehicle. If you want to become a Patreon member to see that video, the link will be in the description of this video. Also, if you want to become a YouTube member and see the video, just go to the YouTube page and go to join, and you'll have access to all the member videos. But not only are y'all going to have access to the member video we just dropped, but also all the other ones that have been dropped also. So that's how you would be able to see those. It is out along with the others. So wanted to let everybody know that it's done. All right, guys, we have an encounter for you. So we're going to go ahead and get to it. I hope y'all enjoy this one. Please hit the like button and please share this out to your friends and your social media so that people can see these and we can continue to grow and produce these videos. Thank you. When I was a kid of about 12, I used to live in a small town just outside of Johnson City, Tennessee. That is deep in the Appalachian Mountains. This was back in the 70s, and people were different about their kids then. We would go off all day and not come home till dark. The story starts early one morning when my brothers and sisters and I were waiting on the school bus at about 7 a.m. on a cold November morning. We noticed the gravel on the road moving. We heard the sound of rocks falling and could see dirt and dust rising from a nearby ridge. It continued for about 10 seconds and was enough to make me run back to the house. The radio in my dad's old car said there was a 7.3 magnitude earthquake in Claiborne County to our north. We ended up missing school that day and we took off into the woods by the ridge because we wanted to see what rocks had fallen. On our way to the ridge, we saw a place where the ground had opened up, revealing a cave entrance. We went back to the house and got some rope and my dad's old lantern. Before long, we were back at the new cave with the supplies and gathering up our courage to go in, pretty much one daring the other one to do it. We climbed down the embankment to one of the mouths of the cave and turned on the lantern. I stuck my head inside and was immediately met with the smell of death. The air was so thick and the smell it made you gag. Not to be discouraged, I pulled my t-shirt over my nose and I pushed past the roots until I was inside. Inside, I saw a low, flat room, about 4 feet high and easily 20 feet across. The cave went further back, but my light could make out the details past that. We proceeded into the cave and we saw bones of animals all over the floor. Some were picked clean, others had meat on them. I noticed two lights reflecting the lamp in the back of the cave. It didn't make a noise. I remember saying, "Guys, what is that? We need to get out of here now." Without another word, we all got out of the cave as fast as we could. We told our dad what we saw, and he told us to stay away from that place until he could go out there and check it out. Mom overheard us and told us if we went back out there, she would tear our butts up. Despite the warning, Dale and I decided to go back and explore the cave. We went armed with a pocket knife and his pocket knife and the sharp sticks to take care of the bear if there really was one. We made our way inside the cave past the smell that was still permeating from the entrance. We crouched and walked back to the back side of the cave. The cave entrance narrowed to an opening in the back. Well, that sloped down at a pretty good steep angle, like a set of steps. We continued deeper and noticed there were no bones or animal remains back in this part of the cave. I went back another 100 feet or so and stopped at a rather large hole that seemed to go straight down. We could feel air coming up from the hole, and it was warm air. Shining the light down the hole, we could not see the bottom. We used the lantern to build a fire, and we made some warlike torches. We looked straight down, and we saw things that were like a Doberman's, straight and tall, with like horns. It didn't look like a cat or a dog or a bear. Its eyes glowed red in the firelight like two hot coals. When it screamed again, it was like having a ton of sand dumped on you from above. It went down to my knees, and I tried to curl into a ball. It hurt so bad. Dell collapsed into a ball, and his hands on his ears. He had dropped the lantern, and it had rolled off the edge and down into the hole. Another scream came from it, and this time the scream sounded like it was in pain. We took off, and our survival instinct kicked in. We made our way up to the slope as fast as we could. We could tell that whatever it was within the hole was going to come after us. We could hear it digging and crawling up the side. Once up the slope, we could see the dim light at the entrance, and we quickly made our way back. Just before we reached the mouth of the cave, we heard a scream again. This time, it was like being hit by water coming out of a fire hose. It knocked us down, covering our ears and tumbling forward toward the entrance. We got out of the hole and ran all the way home, tears pouring down our faces. Neither one of us could bear, or hear even, for a week. I remember having a headache that was so bad my parents took me to the emergency room. The doctor couldn't find anything wrong with us, other than the many scratches and bruises we had on us from the cave. It was told that they were very lucky to be alive, as there were a lot of poisonous gases in caves, and that was probably what was causing the headaches, and that it would pass. About a week later, it was just a ringing in my ear, but I'll never forget it. I remember having the strangest dreams for months afterwards, dreams where I was back in the cave with the screaming thing. I would wake up, curled into a ball, just like I was in that cave. We never went back to the cave. It was very unlike us, but we weren't courageous enough to go back. My family moved soon afterward, and Dale and I lost contact. Many years later, I went back after I heard they had another earthquake. I wanted to visit to see if the cave was still there. It is, although it looks like part of the roof collapsed in on it. I tried to look up Dale, but he had moved away. The twins were there, working at a local garage. They said they lived there for about 10 more years, or that Dale had lived there for about 10 more years. He never quite got over the experience. He ended up being sent away to a special hospital, and then he was sent from the special hospital to a special school for the deaf for several years. And when he came back home, he was a very quiet person. He lived with his parents and worked in a small mill a while. Everyone said he kept to himself, and he started to drink a lot. I don't know what it was, or what was in that earthquake that opened it up, but back then, I guess I'll never know. I do know this: it was more than just a bear or a mountain lion. It had the ability to use its cry to disable its enemies or prey. I'm sure which we were. I also know that it was smart enough to get in our heads. I'll never know what that animal was, and I don't care to ever know what it was. You know, they say a lot of this stuff lives in our cave systems, and I would believe that a lot of this does live underground or even under our waters or our oceans. I mean, we're seeing a lot more video and a lot more proof of this. And probably what happened is there's cave systems, I'm sure, ran everywhere underneath the United States and everywhere, the oceans and other countries. When that earthquake opened, it opened up a hole into another room, and whatever was there was not happy you were in there. And it sounds like it kind of used like an infrasound to try to disorient you or to be able to immobilize you so it could get you. And that is a very scary thought. I'm glad that y'all got out of the cave. You should never go in a cave, anyways. I mean, they're unstable and it could have collapsed on you because it had just opened up. But what do you all think they saw? Do you think, well, they didn't really see it. So do you think they encountered something that was using, you know, sound to be able to attack them? That it was trying to disable them to get them with the sound? Or was it just simply trying to get them out of the cave? Let me know in the comments what you think. Also, guys, thanks for listening. Until next time, keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something's dinner. And we'll see you on the next one. Good night, and God bless.